Got an old guitar, got a fine cigar. Slow down a bit, get a lit, and let the blues lay where they are. 'Cause the blues some days, they won't let go. They won't let go. But it's Saturday, we're at the shop today. Let's celebrate, light up an anime, raise a toast, watch the blues go up in smoke. Watch the blues go up in smoke.
Boom, just like that.
It's Saturday.
At the shop.
And Pops is back at the shop.
I'm back at the shop.
It's Saturday at the shop. Welcome home.
1 week ago, I was walking across.
I think 1 year ago, we taught you how to put this fucking mic on.
Yeah,
Here you are.
There you go.
There we go.
But 1 week ago, I was walking across Abbey Road.
Today?
Yeah.
You did Abbey Road on Sunday?
Saturday.
On Saturday?
Yeah. Yep.
Man, how was it? Or should we hit them with some headlines and then we'll talk about it?
Headlines.
All right, so on today's show, we have...
I'm back.
Well, we kind of established
Yeah.
that. I didn't think it was going to go this way.
Wonka 101. It's impressive, isn't it? First Friday, huge announcement. Here's a question for you. Which country has the best tobacco? And there will be a prize.
Which non-Cuban country has the best tobacco?
Chew on that for a minute.
I'm curious what those answers are. Okay, so we've got a good little show. We don't have a soccer game to run out to.
No.
Soccer's over.
Yeah.
Karting's about to start.
Yep.
Life's okay.
Yeah.
Life's okay.
And by the way, if you're coming to us from a foreign country like I was last week, it's just the difference was a major time difference.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know where you're coming from, and we will say good morning to you in your native tongue. Of course, we have Larry Adams, a good day, mate, from LaGrange, Missouri. It is post-tax season, by the way, Larry, so we're wondering where you're at. And why he sends me posts from Hutchins Barbecue when we're a mile away.
We don't need the post.
Yeah, we get it.
We
it's
just
the best barbecue on the planet.
I don't think I agree with that. I think it's the best. I think it's the best readily available anytime barbecue. Like no nonsense barbecue. Cadillacs.
It's pretty
The smoked pastrami.
Oh, that's
you remember we couldn't even speak English.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Yeah.
But you have to play the barbecue game. You have to get there on Thursday at 9:30 in the morning. You have to sell your car.
You have to finishing up your breakfast. You're standing in line for. Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that element. But it is. I think if you were to grade them out, they would probably. They're pretty close though.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
But Texas Twinkie is definitely.
And you can just get it anytime you want. And there's no.
Well, if you want to stand in line.
A little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put this little banner in here and just drop in the comments what you think the answer is. Which non-Cuban country has the best tobacco? As per, by the way, as per someone we regard as the finest cigar maker on the planet. These are not our thoughts. This is passing along information.
And the way it was presented to us left no doubt of what he felt, if you'll remember our the show.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Pennington in 14 times, and Frank the Tank is here. By the way, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Frank.
Belated Frank the Tank, happy birthday.
Big 5-0.
It also reminds me when I saw him, we need to do another Bad Words. Because he was a good third wheel in there.
I've told him this for years.
Yeah.
He needs his own podcast. Frank is the perfect podcaster. You have the presence of a podcaster, say how he's like mellow. You guys aren't seeing this on cam, but you know who it is anyways. It's Frank the Tank.
Yeah.
He's got this, look at that. It's like a radio host. He's just never bothered by anything.
No.
He asks great questions.
No. Yeah.
I mean, the guy's got a face for radio too.
He does.
You know?
He does. And he aligned himself with friends that have faces for radio. All right, let's go around. Let's go around. Stanko, you can't park. Hubnik, your goatee looks
pretty good.
Yeah.
But all right, let's keep going.
Stick with it. It'll come in.
Oh yeah, so
There you go. Nice parking. So who do we get now?
right. All right. So you're back. Was your vacation good?
It was good. I think it was a little too long, but 3 days in Rome. We were there the day of the Pope's funeral. So an extra 250,000 people were rustling around the streets. But to see some of that history was pretty incredible. And then 9 days on a cruise ship, multiple stops. But that was special. And then ended up in London and flew back from London. London was very cool. London versus Rome, I'm going to Rome. But
The food?
the food was good. Ironically, the best Italian food we had was in London. The fish and chips in London are that's pretty special. That's Texas barbecue.
Oh, is it that? It's that level.
Yeah. And then this little piece of magic that they make in Portugal that's kind of their barbecue, but it's actually a dessert pastry, but that's what they're known for, is this thing called a donata. Holy shit.
It's good.
Oh, it's magic in a cup. Yeah.
To me, I think we all say this. I think we all enjoyed watching your kind of voyage, going out and getting lost. And
Yeah.
with last year's the whole vacation to Europe, that was very stressful with with young kids.
Well, it's young kids. It's 3 weeks after my mom dies. There was a lot of dynamics there.
Yeah.
But this year was special because a lot of the things that she made me a Beatles fan, because that was our entertainment. We had a record player and a TV console, and the TV didn't work, so we just listened to the Beatles. So to be able to go to Abbey Road and do all that stuff was special. There's some other elements that were connections with my mom that were really, really special.
It sounds like it was pretty healing.
It was very much. And, just, and hats off to my wife, who is not religion and not Christian and not Catholic.
She's
For
Muslim.
her, she's Muslim. So she was rolling through all the churches with no problem. I stood at a distance in case, lightning. But,
Right.
But yeah, no, she filled all the holy water bottles and didn't burn.
So
so it's
that's the thing that I'm nervous that her family finds out, that she smuggled back pork and holy water from
Yeah.
Europe.
I take full responsibility for the pork, because when I walked into the store, that all it was pig's legs. I thought I'm home, and then I had him give me a couple of samples, and you had some the other day.
Oh, it was so good. It was.
It's
Why can't we have
it's
that?
meat flavored butter.
Why can't we have the Italian gas station? When you walk in and it's all the cold cuts and sandwiches and cappuccinos,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's just like a little mini HEB in there. Oh, that has to catch on. If Buc-ee's catches on, which those guys kill it, there has to be a way that it would work.
When we're in Portugal, we had a private
G'day,
driver
Tony.
take us out to Fatima. On the way out there, the guy's explaining to us how amazing these gas stations are, and how incredible they are. This is a guy that's never been in the United States. He goes, "It's like your Buc-ee's." He knew Buc-ee's.
That's
and
how big the
lived
brand
in
is.
Portugal.
Is Buc-ee's anywhere other than Texas? Are they in other states?
But
They
they're
are.
not in Portugal.
Yeah, it's
And
your Buc-ee's. That's
Yeah.
a brand. That is a brand.
That's a brand. But no, they take extreme pride in the food offerings that they have just in the trucks, what we would call a truck stop. And some of the best food we had in Switzerland was all in little packs that we got at a gas station.
We didn't eat anything bad in Switzerland. My God.
No. But no, it was very cool, and to see the historical stuff was pretty mind-boggling.
Yeah.
To go through the Vatican, to think that 45,000 people a day go through the Vatican, just through the Vatican Museum. How they move that many bodies through is.
But if you want to, I hate to bring it back up, but Denton Buc-ee's probably pulls the same number.
Could. Yeah.
I mean,
could.
I think they're at about 45,000 a day, ethanol free, all of that stuff. Okay, let's. I'm glad your trip was good.
It was good.
I think we
Glad to
should
be back though.
answer. I think we have some correct answers in here, and as a matter of fact, I'm surprised when we asked with the ticker on the bottom, which non-Cuban country has the best tobaccos? We had Nicaragua, Cameroon. We had Peru. A few say Peru. No one said the Dominican. But,
Yeah, it's interesting because there's a lot of cigars we sell a lot of that are the Dominican.
right. And do you want to explain what the, I don't want to say the answer is, but what what the belief of someone we respect highly is?
I guess that's the thing is if there's somebody that you believe would know the answer, you gotta trust him, right? And so we were at the show with Nelson Alfonso. We're in a back private room and we're having this great conversation. And he proceeds to tell us about tobacco. And he believes that Cuban tobacco is the best tobacco in the world. And he actually started moving cups around and lighters around and all this other stuff to us to establish his vision. But he goes, you have Cuban tobacco, and right next to it you have Peruvian tobacco, and then you have Honduran, Dominican, and Nicaragua. It's number 1 and number 2, and number 9, 10, and 11, and there is nothing in between. When the way he explained that, I'm like, so it's that far apart. There's that much. Now, why are we talking about that?
Well, we're talking about it because I'm actually smoking this Bandolero. Bandoleros have three different blends, and there's the green sub-band, the red, and then the blue. So that red has predominantly, it's the Dominican tobacco that does the work in there. There's Peruvian, Brazilian, Dominican, and Ecuadorian.
Yep.
And then if you take that little Dominican and make it Nicaraguan, you have the green label.
Yep, right.
Well, they have one that is this, it's called Serie A. It's got this little blue sub-band here, and it's 100% Peruvian tobacco.
Which, now, and here's why that's a big deal. Nelson said, he told us before, that Peruvian tobacco is incredibly difficult to blend with because it has so much character. It's very difficult to blend with that. Just using a leaf or two inside the cigar to adjust the flavor profile. So to think that he was able to pull that off with a 100% Peruvian tobacco. Now that tobacco is, the leaf is typically smaller, thicker. So the combustion rate, even though that's a Corona, the combustion rate, that cigar could last an hour, hour and a half.
Further than that, I mean, I've been smoking this thing for almost 30 minutes, and it was only about an inch longer than this. It is a very, very slow combustion. And when you see it, you go, I don't know, it's kind of a small cigar. Trust me, it is. You're halfway through your cigar.
Yeah.
I'm the first inch into the cigar.
Yeah.
It just doesn't move. But it is very unique. I've noticed that this tobacco, Peruvian tobacco particularly, is a love it or hate it type of thing.
Yeah.
It's, especially when it's in this Serie A,
Yeah.
you're really gonna dig it, or you're gonna go, that's not my wheelhouse.
Yeah, I think if you like a brownie or if you like creme brulee, that's where those differences are. That's a brownie. That's got density.
Density. Yeah,
And-
that's a good way to put it.
And it's not light and bright and airy. It's dense. And it's a wonderful cigar. But we've got them. They're in 3 different sizes.
All Bandoleros.
Yep.
We have all the
All
Bandoleros
Bandoleros,
back.
yep.
So that is great. And are we getting more of those Bandolero premiums?
I have an order in, and I'm 90% sure we'll get them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, those, I didn't expect those to do as well as they did.
That's because it's ridiculously good.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And it's so weird because within the selected tobacco realm, you just have this top tier product, Alfonso, Byron, you've got the different lines of Byron, you've got Atabase, and now you've got Bandolero Premium that sticks in there, and you go, how many top tier cigars can you make this good and this different?
Yeah.
Right? It has its own wheelhouse, but I think he really is the Ferrari. everything that comes out, you go, whoa, this is good. Yeah.
Yeah, there are other brands out there that we have one on our floor that has a $500 cigar that is, 12-year-old aged. By the way, you get the same kind of aging on an Atabey at $40, $45 in that same class. But not all of their cigars are that good.
Right. Can I tell you who's killing it right now, in my opinion? Plasencia.
That cigar, that new cigar,
Alma
that
del
they
Cielo.
did, that's super high elevation.
Alma del Cielo. That is a good cigar.
I just had to reorder some more Thursday.
Those are great. And then that Year of the Snake they did is one of the most unique cigars I've ever had. I think Plasencia is really turning up the volume. I think they're doing a great job.
And I'm trying to remember the tobacco that is inside that Year of the Snake that made it so unique. And I'm
The note?
blank on it. Yeah,
I couldn't figure it out.
I asked Luciano and I said, do you know Nestor well enough that he would tell you what it is? And he goes, I know what it is, and I have some.
It's South African, I think.
You might be right.
It's from
I think it's
from Africa.
South Africa, yeah.
But regardless,
I think.
I mean,
anyway, we'll find out.
It's saying turn Dave's mic up. Say something.
Check.
Coming through pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so that is good. We have chocolate coming up 1 week from today, I believe. Today's the 17th. Yes, 1 week from today. Really happy to see the ticket sales coming in. That is, we'll have Yelly Belly in. We're going to do a Cigars 101 with a pairing. There are 3 cigars that she's going to smoke and infuse into the ganache.
And look, 7 years ago, we had her come in. She's from Dallas. She has her passion for chocolate, her love for whiskey and bourbon, and this love for how the cigars and everything connects. It's still to this day one of the events that people still talk about, but it's mind-boggling when she actually takes the smoke from a particular cigar, pumps it into this chocolate, stirs it around, and when you taste the cigar that smoke was infused into that chocolate, how they pair so perfectly. But when you smoke a cigar and you try one of the other infused chocolates, it's big time.
It's wild. It's wild. The way that
cool experience.
the way it completely changes the palette of the cigar you're smoking. It puts a cloak on it and turns it into something else.
Yep.
I'm excited for it. I'm going to be here for that.
And I didn't realize, the grades of chocolate, even when you think you're buying good chocolate at the store, or they say it's Swiss chocolate or whatever, but the stuff she brings, it's so pure that it's actually cold. When you taste it, it's cold. And it is it's an incredible experience. And she goes through and explains how it all works and whatnot. So yeah.
I dropped the link in the comments here, so check it out. If you are a member, make sure to use your member code for that, and you will get your
we did
tickets.
While we were in London. There's a store there that's one of the coolest merchandise stores called Hotel Chocolate. They're opening a couple in Chicago, but they make this like whipped hot chocolate that was out of this world. They have a bunch of different things that are going on, but they have cacao vodka. They had
that's the stuff you brought back.
yeah. So we got to try some cocktails with that just to see what it's all about.
Okay.
Because if they're in the States and we can get it, then we're in good shape. What up, two? What's up, Bob? Yeah, how are you?
What's up, baby? You good? What's up? What's that? Oh, gotta tap that ash. All right, I see you. Wait, did you iron that thing on yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Should go on sale? So we do have that event coming up this next Saturday, a week from today.
Yeah.
Then
So are there tickets? And if there are tickets, how much are they?
the tickets are $25.
That's a bargain.
Yeah, because not only are you getting chocolate during the event itself, but you go home with more than $25 worth of chocolate you're leaving with.
Yeah.
So you can bring a little gift home, you do that. It's stupid. Just another business model that we don't understand yet. But at some point we'll figure this out.
Yeah.
The lights are still on though.
Yeah, it's on auto pay, thank God.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just never look at the bank statement.
No.
That's the ticket.
Yeah.
Then after that, we have First Friday, and First Friday we will be launching a new cigar, a house project.
You know,
This
how
is gonna
bad
be a
it
fun one.
hurts that you're not allowing me to say what it is, because I like to be the guy that lets the cat out of the bag.
You can let the cat out of the bag next week on next
Okay.
week's show.
All right. Okay.
Then we will be at that point. So next week you can talk about it. We have press releases going this week. So once that hits the
Can I
fan
just say
waves.
that I'm affectionately calling it the Nicole?
Oh yeah, I like that because
so we're
she's
gonna call it the Nicole.
no. You can't even say why because that's gonna give it away.
Okay.
That's gonna give it away.
Nicole, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she know. Yeah, I'm sure you told her right away.
Well, I might have gave her one.
Oh.
Oh, don't look at me like you asshole. You gave the cigar away.
I
'Cause
know. I
talked
wasn't.
to multiple people.
I wasn't.
That was given that cigar by you.
I am a helpful guy. I like to make sure that everyone
Just like the
enjoys
IRS. You're
this.
just here to help.
But
Yeah, I see how this works.
it does hurt because I haven't been able to have one. I think I smoked 6 out of the box we brought
Yeah.
back, and I think I gave probably 6 away. But that only
I talked to at least 6 people that are like,
well, it must have
I
been
can't
every one
wait.
of them then.
yeah,
But it is. We are going to kill it with that cigar. It is a differentiator. I think it perfectly encapsulates what we're
it's
trying to do.
if in the words of our friend Luciano, it's a disruptor.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had anything like it.
I'll tell you what. Wait, did you smoke more when we got home?
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
It the others I had smoked smoother and less intense than the one at the show.
At the show. Yeah. I agree.
So I don't know if that was just a acclimation thing or what it was, but they were smoother. They weren't as full bodied as the other ones. So
Still good.
yeah, that first Friday is going to be really fun. Really fun.
Yeah,
And then
Busy Beal in the house. He'll be in the house. He's been spending some time up in Omaha, so he's ready to get back.
well, it's his own fault.
Yeah.
I don't you figure it out.
So last night
Yes.
we had an event, and special shout out to Marcia Fisher. Brad Fisher is, I think, one of the best reps that's in this industry. He's been calling on us since day one. He sells us Lotus lighters. He sells us Foundation. He sells us
Cavalier.
Cavalier. He sells us the Germans. Just a great rep. And so last night we did a ladies' night with a Cigar 101 and thought, well, let's have Marcia, who's a female, do ladies' night talking about the industry as a woman. And she came in and she did the event and instantly made friends with everybody because they brought in an item for our raffle that was a $2,000 bottle of tequila that this Casa Azul, that they made 500 bottles for the world, and it had like 14 karat.
Oh, it's just beautiful.
It was incredible. So everybody paid attention. But we did the event and we had Lotus lighters and we had Cavalier, and we just got in probably 40 or 45 new different Lotus lighters and cutters and stuff. And there are some really cool items out. It's going to be somewhat hard, but this is, we're calling this one affectionately the Cybertruck.
I think that
it looks like a Cybertruck.
What is the name of it? Isn't it like the Cyberjet?
Cyberjet.
Okay.
Okay. But you'll notice that it lights up, and it is just a touch mechanism. So you just charge it, and which is pretty cool.
I do like that. I like how I can run out of fuel and electricity on the same thing.
Yeah, and then this is there a release? Yeah. So this is this really cool lighter cutter. I think it's got a punch in it. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then
It got 2.
and then it folds out and it becomes a cigar stand. Then there's this kind of Star Wars.
What's that called? The Axis.
And there's a Star Trek-y kind of looking thing going on here, which that's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
So there's some new stuff here.
This one I do dig. It's kind of got this
I saw
antique
it on
feel.
the sheet that said that it was they promoted it as antique, but it looks distressed and old.
But
which I think is very, very cool.
I really like the feel.
But most of their lighters are, like $45.
That was the thing at the show when we're looking at them and you're used to other manufacturers' prices. You're going, all right, what is this? Is this another $150 lighter we have to sit on for 6 months?
Yeah.
But then they started telling you, and it's $50, $60. And then some of them, like the Vertigo stuff, $12 for that gnome lighter. Oh, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so we have the full line of Lotus in. That was great. We also had we sold out of almost all of the Cavalier. We do still have a box and a half of this little bugger, which is called, I don't know if you guys covered it last week.
no, we didn't.
Okay, so this is called the Broadleaf Project from Cavalier. It has Connecticut and Pennsylvania broadleaf. But it's got some Honduran filler, so it softens up, softer than what you would think with the type of wrapper that you would see on a Liga 9 and some of those. It's a Corona Gorda. He only made 50 boxes.
Oh, that's it?
That's it. We got 3 of them, and they're in boxes of 50. But this cigar is really, really good. So enjoying that. The other one that came in this week, we've had them on order for almost a year, which is Roma Craft's Baca. And Baca is a region in Africa, which is where they grow Cameroon tobacco, and it pays homage to the people that live there. And but this cigar, this is for those that are not weak at heart.
Okay.
But we have a member, Craig, who this time of year suffers so badly from allergies that he can't taste anything. So he has to smoke a cigar that's got impact, or he just smokes little Toscanellos because he doesn't want to waste a bunch of money on these cigars. So I got him one of these the other night, and he's like, he takes one puff, he's like, I'm back.
Oh, really?
All of a sudden, it hit him, and he had a cigar that he could finally taste.
Oh, great.
This thing is no joke. So there's 2 facings that are in right now. There's 3 more coming in this week of the different Baca sizes. So
I've been surprised with Roma. Roma's, they've been...
Their stuff is doing really well. League of Pigs, T52s and League 9s are in. And then I think you guys might have touched on Red Anchor. The Red Anchors have been well received. They're in the vault. But this is a cigar that comes to us from our friend Oliver at United. The Red Anchor is kind of their high-end line, but with the beauty, for us, it's no surprise. Henry Kellner Jr. makes this.
KBF.
Principal KBF. It has a very principal aviator feel to it from a flavor profile. Good cigar.
Not even close.
Nice driving there.
He's not even close. And he is real close to your door, too.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, here we go.
All right.
Jesus.
Oh, he bounced it right off your, dude. He bounced that right off your car.
Yeah, he's checking his back tires to see if they're still there. Nice
That is
driving.
not his car.
Nice.
I'm saying it. That's not his car.
Nice driving, Mrs. Nussbaum.
Hey, Mr. Nussbaum. All right, let's get off of here. Good show. Good show.
Let's watch this guy. We should flip the camera.
Yeah, we should flip the camera.
Let's see. Yeah, he'll make it. He's gonna rip the door off.
Yeah, he must have closed it in there. All right, for those of you who are watching,
That was entertainment. Sorry
for
you guys
us,
missed it.
that was for
Yeah.
us. What happened? So we should tell you what happened. A guy came pulling in here, which this is kind of a sneaky long curb, and it's easy
Well,
to
it
touch.
wasn't.
It's easy to touch the curb. He just went 3 wheels over, just off-roaded. Let's be
Have
honest.
you ever seen like a semi turn the corner too tight and then it goes on the back and it drives all the way over the curb?
And flies into the
we've been here
parking.
We've been here for 8 years. That was the worst entry in.
That was the worst entry, and then pulls up about a foot away from Frank's new Tesla Plaid, and then just bounces the door right off of his door, and
Well, the
didn't
car-
even care.
I'm sure the car's plastic. Isn't the body plastic? Oh yeah, you can't take the dent out of it.
No.
No.
So with that being
The
said,
battery probably fell out when he hit it anyway.
you haven't
No, I know
felt
that-
this yet.
I know that car.
We need
a
him to
rocket.
feel 1.90 to 60. He needs to feel this. That is, we need you to feel that. All right, we're out of here. Pops has got to go shit his pants with
Yeah.
this.
I'll do it.
1,000 horsepower car.
Yeah.
So that being said, we love you, we appreciate you, and we will see you soon.
Yeah.
Welcome home. Love
Glad
you.
to be back. See ya.
Bye bye.